Hello from the South. Or I guess I should say, hello from New York, on my way to the South, where this shoot is going to be the definition of, you don't get paid for the day, you get paid for the decade of work leading up to the day. Also, you pay for the 12 hours of commuting to and being delayed in Laguardia. That delay would have sucked if it weren't for the fact that I was stuck in Laguardia with a person that I'd shot with so many times before, and he's also even more well-traveled than myself, so a day-long flight delay was no big deal to either of us.
But at least this flight delay is shorter than the 14-hour flight that we took to Dubai together. And compliments to you. You're much less boring airport company than back then. You know what? Let's get really wild. We'll split a mac and cheese and slag off these puny fountains.
We burnt through the day, rattling off our opinions about every airport in the world. Though ironically, we did spend a lot of time talking about an airport that neither of us has been to. Singapore. Because the Singapore airport has amazing indoor waterfalls. I mean, look. And compared to it, LaGuardia has After the delay, we finally fly to secretly rich, southwestern, capital R, Republican Florida. Potentially, it needs to be said, I don't fit in. I mean, it's so obvious to people that I don't fit in that during lunch, one of the waitstaff at the country club where we were eating literally takes my napkin off the table for me and puts it in my lap, which I would have eventually done for myself, but we hadn't been served yet. Most importantly to this story, the flight delay only ruined our location scout, which was now happening in the dark. You can't see it from this footage, but at least the moon was amazing. For better or worse, all of my shots of the full moon turned out like hot garbage, but I wasn't there to shoot the moon on the fly. I was there to shoot photos of photos, a couple of medals, and presidential ass-kissing chapstick. I mean, when they said we're shooting photos of photos, my first thought was, get a scanner, which I bought and had delivered to our hotel. But as soon as we started shooting, I realized most of the photos are in frames. So we have to remove them from the frames or the scanner isn't going to work. Then the problem with shooting things in glass frames is, obviously, reflections. Reflections aren't a huge deal if you've dealt with them 100 times before, but if you haven't, you want to die, because you don't know that you can fix almost all of them with a little black backdrop behind the camera or a little gaff tape to angle the glass that has the reflection.
I'm sorry, you didn't say something very obvious like come prepared to shoot directly into mirrors for the entire shoot. I don't care that this is your first commercial shoot and that you really want to get it right. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just the goddamn fucking gaffer.
Hey, yikes. We haven't talked much, but my name's Naomi, and I just wanted to let you know that as the script supervisor, the gaffer's right, but he didn't have to be so mean.
Good. Wow. What's cool about this shoot for me personally is that even though I bought a scanner and brought modern autofocus lenses, I ultimately ended up shooting on glass that was older than any of the historically ancient artifacts we were shooting. I mean, this photo was taken 50 years ago, and the lens I'm shooting it with is older than that. But it's sharper than any of the photos from my new lenses. I love lenses. After we get through the most essential still photography, we then have to shoot an interview.
I actually had a very interesting career during extraordinary times.
Interview room. The job was, you must shoot some stills, but you also must shoot an interview. But you can't bring or rent much, if any, gear. Which is truly just to say, do you already own the app Sunseeker? Which yes, I do, and I did pull out to say, the interview starts at 4:30 p.m. full stop. We shot from exactly 4:30 p.m. to 4:45 p.m.
Can you say my father knew President Lincoln's oldest son?
But we see President Lincoln as this godlike Civil War figure. My father knew his oldest son on Wall Street in 1935.